This week I will be covering the party policies regarding education. Primarily the focus will be on increasing the availability of education and of a good quality and broad variety for everyone in the country. The current system is an assumption that if you go to school, when you leave you would ideally be moving on to college to take A-levels and then getting into university to get a degree in order to go into work from there. That is entirely viable as an option, but there are many other paths through education that people can take, and there seems to be significantly too much of an emphasis on that idea that everyone should be going to university to get their degree. The issue is that it pushes people towards getting a degree in a subject they may not be entirely interested in, just so that they can say they have it, so that when they go for a job they have the same number of qualifications at the same level as other candidates, even when those qualifications may not actually count towards the job they're going for. It means that other courses such as additional college courses, BTEC and adult learning courses and so on, as well as apprenticeships, are looked down upon as being less valuable than a university education, even though they would get people into jobs just as easily. They would be just as valuable towards a different career path than would a university degree. Ideally, we'd be increasing the availability across the country of these sorts of education systems. Apprenticeships are something that needs to be expanded, needs to be made available to significantly more people, available in a broader range of possible careers and skill sets. Colleges need to be taking on more people, particularly mature students. We need to get people going back into education. We want to see basically anyone who wants to learn something should be able to go and learn it. You shouldn't just do, I am leaving school, I am getting the qualifications up to the level that I can manage, and then I'm getting a job. If you want to learn something, go and study it. We need more online courses. The Open University is a brilliant institution, has huge numbers of students signed up for it. We need more stuff like that. That's something that we can expand and continue building on in other levels within the education system, other styles, other organisations, other systems, just to get more people being able to get more of an education. You shouldn't just be getting a qualification that will earn you a job. You should be wanting to be educated, you should be enjoying the learning experience. In addition to which, of course, there is the financial cost of studying, particularly the cost of university tuition fees, which at the moment are ridiculously high and increasing steadily year on year. And of course you have the issue that if you make university education completely free, then you need to fund the university in another way, and that opens the door towards them becoming increasingly commercialised and moving towards deals with particular companies that would impact the standards of education they can give. It would mean potentially increasing taxes on people who have already paid for their university education in order to subsidise the next generation's education, which would then put the same burden on one generation twice rather than spreading it more evenly. However, of course, the current tuition fee rate is unrealistically high. That said, attendance at university is still increasing year on year across the country, and particularly attendance from low-income households. As it stands, even in the year that the tuition fee increase came in, attendance at university increased in that year. Students aren't being put off entirely by the cost of it, given that university is effectively free for them to attend and then paid for at a later date, which is, I think, the best system that could be in place for our education and our universities at the moment, is the financing of it through the students' own future earnings. However, I would like to see a significant cut in the cost of university and a significant study into the potential alternative sources of income for the universities in order to finance their maintaining a high quality whilst reducing the cost of it to the students. Outside of university, I want to see a lot more funding for colleges, schools, apprenticeships, and all sorts of other sources of education. There are schools specialising in, for example, art and design, or specialising in science and technology, in computing. These are organisations that need to be encouraged, need to be financed, need to be kept growing and getting more and more people involved. The best way forwards for the country is to increase the availability and quality of education for everyone. And this will be done not just through an increase in funding, but also an increase in the oversight of it, in terms of ensuring that each organisation is maintaining the best possible quality and any issues that come up are being resolved as soon as possible. And as well as that, we are looking at, there's been an interest recently in reducing the voting age to 16, which I think is a potentially viable option, but for that to happen I would very much like to see an increase in education on political matters, and an effort made to ensure that people of that age and older fully understand what it is that they are voting for, how the system works and so on, which is something that I would very much like to see coming in regardless of the age at which voting is allowed. I feel that there are a lot of uncertainties, a lot of misinformation around in regards to the current political system in this country,